Ile kitu siwezi kukubali, na nitafanya juu chini, Mungu anisaidie, ni wale ambao wanataka kung'oa chama ya ODM na kwenda kuchezea karata ya upinzani kule nje. Hiyo haitawezekana.
It is no longer a secret. Ruto is going to rejoin ODM and run with the party in 2027. This is the new plan after Raila's death.
And that is why we are saying that William Ruto is a former member of ODM.
Today, we reveal yet another act of shamelessness from your commander-in-chief.
We have gone back to our former members to help us rejuvenate ODM.
Ruto is making his move to take over ODM, and the only man standing in his way is Edwin Sifuna. And of all the ways, this is how Ruto has chosen to handle his obstacle.
I will not be SG of ODM forever.
He has officially given Sifuna an ultimatum: step aside or be removed. If you love this kind of content, go ahead and like this video and subscribe. Now let's get to the video.
Edwin Sifuna is my very good friend. I have some advice for him. Mourn Raila Amolo Odinga, but you must not hesitate in taking over the leadership of ODM.
When Baba died, Kenya went silent. But in that silence, powerful men were making plans that were never meant for the public to hear. Ruto looked at ODM and saw not an enemy, but an opportunity. At Raila's burial in Bondo, Ruto publicly said ODM will form the next government.
Ile kitu mimi nataka niwahakikishie, kwa mapenzi ya Mungu, ODM will either form the next government or be part of the next government.
Those were not empty words. That was a declaration of takeover. And now, the truth is out. ODM and UDA will not form an alliance. The plan is for Ruto to return where it all began and run for president using ODM in 2027. But there's one problem. The Secretary General, Edwin Sifuna.
Baba aliongea kwa kinywa chake mwenyewe. Akasema kama chama lazima tujiandae kwa ajili ya uchaguzi wa mwaka 2027. Na wale ambao wanaeneza mambo mengine hapa, Baba alisema, who has told you? Who has told you? Who has told you?
Yesterday, ODM MP Sam Atandi stood on a stage and spoke with boldness. He did not hide. He said openly.
There are a few leaders in ODM who have claimed that before Raila Amolo Odinga passed on, that he did not endorse President William Ruto, and that the ODM party should be able to field a presidential candidate 2027. I want to challenge those leaders, because from where I sit, there is nobody in ODM who can run for president as at now. Some of these leaders who are claiming that Raila Odinga did not say we endorse Ruto, they are tiny, small leaders. Some of them are still even using diapers. And they are here talking and claiming that they can challenge President William Ruto.
He added that no one is too important to be replaced, not even the Secretary General.
Who say that if ODM is going to sign a coalition agreement with President Ruto and that they are going to exit, please exit. Exit yesterday. We have so many leaders who can fit in your shoes. Yeah, I want some of them. I want last month that we have many other leaders who can be Secretary General.
Ask yourself, why does an ODM leader defend Ruto so boldly? Who promised him protection? Who promised him power in the next government? Because this is no longer speculation. This is the new political reality.
There is nobody in ODM who can run for president and defeat President Ruto. So we are very clear in our mind.
Just days before Atande's speech, Kasmuel did a media tour. Radio stations, TV interview, podcasts. He was everywhere.
Because now I'm judging him not as Sifuna, as a senator. I think he deserves to have personal opinions, and he's a smart man. He can have his personal opinions. Now I am judging my Secretary General. You want to be Secretary General when it's convenient, then you want to be your a person when it's inconvenient.
His mission was clear. Destroy Sifuna's reputation. Make him look like an obstacle. Prepare the public to accept his removal. On the Ikonini podcast, Kasmuel finally said it plainly.
Ikisema nenda na Ruto, ndio nakwambia mtu yote mwenye ODM itasema that this is the person.
Hiyo story ya Ruto ndo nimesikia, nimekuwa nikisikia mnataka Ruto rejoin the party.
Sisi hatujasema hivyo. Si yako na chama chake tunasema kwamba kama anataka kushinda, mtu yote mwenye anataka kushinda, kwa sababu we don't have a deal for 2027. Kama unajua na wewe ni presidential material na unataka kushinda election in 2027, una dial *486 *036#, unaingia chama kubwa.
Now ask yourself, who sent Kasmuel? Who benefits if Sifuna is gone? According to sources inside Parliament and Chungwa House, Ruto has already communicated his demand. Sifuna must step down or be pushed out. Why? Because Sifuna is the only one still loyal to Raila's original vision. The last man defending ODM from total capture. This is not just a political disagreement. This is a hostile takeover. And Ruto does not want negotiation. He wants obedience.
So if you think Ruto is very bad, don't wait, because members of the ODM party across the country, from Mombasa, Kakamega, Bungoma, Luo Nyanza, Nairobi, we are ready and we are going to fight for William Ruto to become the next president of the Republic of Kenya.
Let's be clear. If Ruto were to take over ODM as it previously was, he would control the biggest voting bloc in Kenya. The Luo base, the coast, the western, and even parts of Nairobi. With ODM's emotional brand and Raila's legacy, Ruto would become unstoppable in 2027. But here is the key question. Does an ODM without Baba and Sifuna still look like a party capable of winning the presidency? Comment below.
The remainder of Edwin Sifuna as a youthful leader in ODM, despite persistent efforts by people to kick him out, even during the life of Raila Amolo Odinga, is an indicator that Raila Amolo Odinga saw himself.
So what happens next? If Sifuna refuses to leave, he will be 1. Publicly humiliated, removed through neck votes, and replaced by someone loyal to State House. If he does leave, Ruto walks into ODM unchallenged, and ODM becomes a dead party that no longer resonates with Baba's core supporters.
To think you can inherit the widow called ODM and kick out and disinherit the children is called a pipe dream. You will get nowhere.
Samatandi has already drawn the line. He said anyone uncomfortable with Ruto's return should leave the party. That includes you. That includes every ODM supporter that is watching this video.
To say that if ODM is going to sign a coalition agreement with President Ruto and that they are going to exit, will you please exit? Exit yesterday.
This is the end of multi-party democracy as we know it. If ODM falls, Kenya falls to a one-party state. So allow me to ask you one final question. Should Sifuna sacrifice himself and step down, or should he fight to protect Raila's legacy, even though that includes a lot of humiliation? Let me know your answer in the comments.
The broad-based government coalition died when Raila Amolo Odinga died. Opiyo Wandayi, Hassan Joho, if you guys are still in these cabinet positions, you need to know where you need to belong. Number 2, if Raila Amolo Odinga truly wanted the broad-based government, he would have expelled Babu Owino and Edwin Sifuna right away for fundamentally disagreeing with the position of the broad-based government. The fact Raila retained them, and I want to say there are 3 people Raila Amolo Odinga trusts when it comes to party politics. This is just my hypothesis. Edwin Sifuna, Babu Owino, and Otiende Amolo. So if those 3 have not been expelled, one thing you need to know, if he would have expelled them, it would have shown a position that ODM supports the broad-based government. Number 3, there are people who are the beneficiaries of Raila Amolo Odinga in this country. There are people who got elected by simply insulting, intimidating, and pushing all kinds of threats to him. They got elected. Number 2, there are people, the second part, there are people who have been using his name, his legacy, his influence, so that they can get direct party nominations, appointments, and any other government benefits. So this comes to the position that Gladys Wanga and some ODM leaders took. I want to warn you. Expel Babu Owino and Edwin Sifuna. Apart from mourning Raila Amolo Odinga's death in this sad year, we shall also mourn the death of ODM. Take it for granted, but that is the reality. These 2 are the core of ODM, whether you like it or not. And the people who've been getting elected, direct party nominations, the likes of Joho, the likes of Wanga, the likes of Junet, your time is up, okay? Nobody is going to save you from whatever you guys are trying to push for. Raila Amolo Odinga saw the legacy of this political party can only survive when he's going to return the young blood. Ya mwisho, Wakenya, syllabus inaenda mbio sana. You see what Mutahi Kahiga said, and what other Kenyans have also said when they said, where is Gachagua? Gachagua is not saying anything. I will be honest with you. If Gachagua today, that morning they would have gone to Kisumu, it would have been chaotic. But Gachagua tried to stay silent. But they saw maybe Gachagua is too silent. They had to trigger some kind of beehive, the bee in the hive, so that they want him to speak. Raila Amolo Odinga forgave Daniel Toroitich arap Moi for torturing him for 6 years in Nyayo torture chamber. He forgave William Samoei Ruto and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta for stealing votes from him. He forgave Mwai Kibaki. If Raila Amolo Odinga would have been alive, or if he would have been given the position to say something, he would even have had a tea or even welcoming Rigathi Gachagua to mourn him. Honestly speaking, this is not the position of Raila Odinga. We know the man, we know the legacy, we know the level of forgiveness and the compromise he had for this country. So Gladys Wanga, when you are coming there and telling people, we are not inviting Rigathi Gachagua, you are not speaking on behalf of Raila Amolo Odinga. We know what this mzee stood for this country. When it was the time of compromise, when it was the time of power struggle, Raila Amolo Odinga chose to look on the side of where the interests of Kenyans are. Hii syllabus inaenda mbio. Now that the 8 bills have been passed, they want to bring a narrative that will make you forget this. And that is why the very same Mutahi Kahiga, who is elected through UDA and purportedly supporting William Samoei Ruto, had to say, of which it is very disgusting. And this has nothing to do with the Kikuyu community. This has everything to do with the personality of the person. Hivyo ndo mnafaa kujua wa Kenya. So, the likes of William Samoei Ruto, the other day you said you are going to ensure ODM survives in 2027. We know very well you are going to enter into this party and divide them, and then you have a candidature to run on this political party. And that is why Simba Arati and other guys are agreeing with you. So you guys are pushing for this narrative so that we forget other legislative affairs William Samoei Ruto passed. How can you pass 8 bills when Kenya lost the enigma, when Kenya lost one of its core sons who fought for the struggle of democracy and self-determination when it comes to our governance systems through the 2010 constitution in this country? That shows how non-remorseful William Ruto is. So Kenya, the end game of this is they are trying to confuse you. They are trying to use the only card left. I always say, Kenyan politicians are so poor, the only thing they have is money. So they are now trying to use the same channel and means through tribal cards so that it will dictate the outcome of 2027. Wakenya, syllabus inakimbizwa mbio sana. If you are not catching up, you better do.
Subscribe.